Let's talk about Matt Nagy first, and let's hear from Nagy talking today about his situation in Chicago. Remember, it was about 5 weeks ago there was a report from a Pulitzer winner that Nagy was going to be fired after Thanksgiving. It didn't happen. That doesn't mean it wasn't an accurate report at the time. Things can change, especially when plans are leaked. Here's Nagy on what he knows about his plans for the balance of the season.
We stay on the same path as far as the communication that we have with George, Ted, Ryan, and myself. Nothing's changed there. And, you know, every year you're always, you know, aware of the situation of your team and players, coaches, all of that stuff. And, you know, we're continuing to move forward this week and prepare for the Giants. And that's, again, all that other stuff kind of gets into what I talked about at the start of the year with that Giannis quote of worrying about the past and the future, but we're in the present right now. And I and we all owe that to each other for today and for this week with the Giants, and finishing out this week on a high note, trying to get a win, and then doing it again in the final game of the season. So to answer your question, nothing has changed as far as communication that way.
It's hardly an indication that he's going to be there for the next two games. And, you know, now I want to make my general observation that I make in situations like this. It's impossible to accurately predict what dysfunctional organizations are going to do. And there is a level of dysfunction with the Bears right now from the standpoint of even considering firing a guy who's been to the playoffs twice in 3 years, allowing him and the rest of the current regime to trade away next year's first-round pick in order to trade up and get a quarterback. And you may be looking for a new coach after only 1 year with that quarterback, and there's no guarantee the next coach is going to even want that quarterback. Those are the signs of a dysfunctional team. And I guess it would be dysfunctional for the Bears, for example, to know they're going to move on from Matt Nagy but not do it now, or to know they're going to keep Matt Nagy and not come out and say it now. But it would be nice for these guys who are clearly on the hot seat to have some sort of clarity one way or the other. And maybe the clarity is all going to be implicit. If these guys don't get fired tonight or by tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, then they're not going to be fired later. But I think it would be inherently dysfunctional for a team like the Bears that already knows what it's going to do to not go ahead and remove the Band-Aid now and start doing some of these interviews. Take advantage of the 12-day head start because your competitors are doing the same thing.
Remember, Mike, when the Thanksgiving report came out before Thanksgiving that Matt Nagy was going to be fired after Thanksgiving, there was just a silence there for days before the Bears even addressed it. And then we get, well, McCaskey has told the team that Matt Nagy will not be fired after Thanksgiving. And then, you know, we get more of Ryan Pace finally comes out the day of the game, right before the game on the radio show and says, yeah, Matt Nagy's coming back. We're not going to fire him after the Thanksgiving game, no matter what happens. So, as you said, dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things. If you're going to bring him back, I don't know why you wouldn't clear the air right now and say, hey, we're bringing him back. I think silence, to me, speaks what his future is. I don't think they're going to bring him back. But who knows? Because as you said, you just can't predict what dysfunctional teams are going to do. You just don't know. So if I'm Matt Nagy, I want some clarity in my situation so I can go ahead and start looking for one of these other jobs or looking for an offensive coordinator job or whatever that job's going to be. I wanted to go and get a head start on finding me another job. So I would want some clarity if I'm him on what my future is in Chicago.
I doubt he lands somewhere else as a head coach right away, but crazier things have happened. But you want to get yourself in a position where you're on the list of assistants when these guys are doing the interviews. Hey, because that's part of the process. You create a level of confidence and just assertiveness that you will bring these people. I have these relationships. Here's who my coordinators will be: offensive, defensive, special teams. So that's part of it. And if you're Nagy and you're going to be in that broader game of musical chairs to fill out these staffs, you want to know, and you'd rather get started on it sooner rather than later. And all the other details that go into moving and packing up and just all the crap that happens when you move on from one of these jobs and move to a new NFL city if you're going to continue to be in the coaching profession.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.